Hey, how's it going everybody? It's Tanner here and welcome back to a new Ninjago video here on the channel. In today's video, we're going to be doing something a little bit different, and that is looking back on my older content. I'm sure every YouTuber has done this at some point, kind of looked back on content that they used to make way back in the day to compare it to nowadays. I know that for a lot of people it is very troubling to do this process. I myself did find it to be pretty frustrating, but I did it, and the reason why I did it is because obviously I've made countless Ninjago theories over the course of the several years that I've been a YouTuber. I started my channel way back when I was 13, but of course I wasn't doing Ninjago videos until around Hands of Time, but I really started to get into, I guess, the theories and the speculation around Season 8. So when Sons of Garmadon was coming out, I had a whole bunch of theories regarding that season. That's kind of where I started speculating a lot, and I've been doing that, of course, all the way up until today. So I've continued doing it throughout several seasons, and today I thought it would be fun to go back through all of my old videos and find a few of my theories that were a little bit outlandish and just straight up wrong. Obviously, I've done several theories throughout my career as a Ninjago YouTuber. Some of them are good and some of them are actually pretty close to what actually happened in the show, but then you got some of them that just really weren't. And those are the ones that we're going to be looking at in today's video. Again, I started theorizing all the way back when Sons of Garmadon came out, so I'm going to start with that season, and of course I will be picking a theory from every season up until Season 13, the modern day. Season 14 is not out yet, so we can't really determine which one of my Season 14 theories is incorrect, but regardless, I figured we could still look back on the seasons that are out right now and pick my favorite of my incorrect theories. Of course, this video does not contain every incorrect theory that I've ever made. These are just my particular favorites. So let's go ahead and get started here by looking at the incorrect theory that I made about Sons of Garmadon. So of course, just starting things off, this theory comes from a video entitled Ninjago Season 8, Where Are the Ninja? Plus Crazy Theory. Yeah, the crazy theory part is what concerned me. Now, rewatching this video, it kind of took me back a little bit because I could pretty much tell how excited I was for Sons of Garmadon, but essentially I predicted that because the ninja were not seen in the Sons of Garmadon teaser footage that we got from that year's Comic-Con, that they must be doing something else. Obviously, it was revealed in that footage that the ninja are probably out doing something different, and me being me, I immediately jumped to the sense that, oh, the ninja are now evil. So that was my theory for this video, was that the ninja are evil, Lloyd is the only one left, and the Sons of Garmadon members that we saw in the actual Comic-Con footage, aside from Mr. E, were the ninja. So it was Mr. E teaming up with the ninja to rob Borg Tower. Not sure what I was thinking on this one, to be honest. I don't really follow that same mindset nowadays. Looking back on that right now, I very much disagree with that statement, and this was probably, in my opinion, the worst theory that I made for Season 8. Not so good, not a good start here. Obviously, it turned out that each ninja was doing various other missions around Ninjago, and they weren't really as separated as I kind of predicted in that video. I sort of predicted that all of the ninja were kind of, I guess, excluding themselves from one another. They were all out doing their own thing, and that they really just didn't care about each other anymore since Wu had died. Obviously, that's not the case. Master Wu was all fine and dandy. Of course, he was just aged down a little bit, and the ninja were still a team. They were just all out doing different missions, it seems. So not a very good start, but that's pretty much my mindset that came to that theory. Let's move on to Season 9. So this next Season 9 theory is one of my favorite videos that I've ever done, but obviously the theory is very, very wrong. And this comes from the video entitled Ninjago Season 9, Lloyd Becomes a Dragon? ? Yeah, what was I thinking in this video? What exactly was my thought process? So rewatching it, I basically claimed how the final battle of Season 9 would probably be focused around Garmadon versus Lloyd, which I did correctly predict that the final battle of Season 9 was Garmadon versus Lloyd, but I predicted that the actual battle itself would feature Garmadon transforming into an Oni and Lloyd transforming into a dragon, therefore recreating the original battle between Oni and dragons. I really liked that idea when I was making this video, obviously, and I still kind of do like that, and some stuff did turn out to be correct, like obviously Garmadon did kind of become an Oni in Season 10, but the actual battle itself was not anything like I predicted it to be. Of course, I also suggested that maybe you could throw in Master Wu as well as kind of a representation of the first Spinjitzu Master during that battle, but I was so focused on the idea of everything has to pay homage to everything and everything has to parallel with something else that I kind of really didn't think about the fact that the final battle could have been anything. And it was. It was a battle between Lloyd and Garmadon with Wu thrown in there a little bit, but just overall it wasn't really anything like what I was expecting it to be. So I'm going to take the L on that one and call it a not so good theory on my end. I kind of like the idea overall, and I still really do, obviously, but I don't know, the theory itself wasn't true, so that's why it's on this list. Next up, we have my theory for Ninjago Season 10, that Cole would actually die that season. And the theory in question comes from the video, Ninjago Season 10, will Cole actually die? If there are a few theories that I make most often, it's that one ninja will die and the Overlord will return. It's gotten to the point now where people make fun of it, but a lot of the times we actually do have some pretty concrete evidence that that will be the case. In this theory, for example, we recently had gotten the trailer for Season 10 where Cole falls off the bounty. Of course, lining it up with the reflections from the Season 5 caves, we would know that eventually Cole would have to die, or at least it was kind of predicted by the Ninjago show itself that Cole would die at some point. So obviously I made a video talking about how it might be during this scene, but I did talk about in the video how it might have been a little too obvious and that they might have faked it out. Turns out that's what actually happened, but I still was on board with Cole dying. So obviously this video kind of is my L representation for Season 10 theories. Obviously this type of video is not one that I would do nowadays, but it definitely was something that was on my mind heavily back in the day, especially during that trailer. So that's pretty much why I made the video, and that's my representation for a wrong theory from Season 10. Season 11 was a little bit different because Season 11 had all kinds of stuff going on, and I think I made more videos on Season 11 than any other Ninjago season, but my favorite theory that I got wrong was the Zane RX form, and this comes from a video called Ninjago Season 11 Zane RX form, question mark. So my basic theory on this, because I was convinced that every single ninja had to have an RX form because Cole had one. Each ninja could definitely unlock their elemental power in the same way that Cole did and turn it into something more. And obviously this new Zane head, which was totally not the head for the Spinjitzu Slam Zane, could very much represent Zane RX. And obviously the whole theory was based around the newly revealed Spinjitzu Slam Zane face, which was kind of an NRG inspired wave of ice energy going across Zane's face. So clearly I kind of made that mistake and kind of jumped the gun on that, which again is a little embarrassing, but overall I feel like the fact that each ninja doesn't have like an RX form is still something that is impossible. It's very clear that that is something exclusively for Cole, and the fact that I tried to push it as something for Zane is a little embarrassing again, and it is just basically wrong. So that's something that we have to point out. So that's pretty much my favorite incorrect theory from Season 11. Just to note, this is also around the time when I was very into drawing on my thumbnails and trying to make the ninja look as close as possible to the Season 11 look, and a lot of the times it did not work. Looking back on that, wish I would have changed that. Let's jump into a Season 12 theory that I got very wrong, and that is Jay being Unagami. And this comes from the video entitled Ninjago, Jay is Unagami? Question mark. Now, from what I can tell, my main piece of evidence that I had towards this was the fact that because I'm really obsessed with the idea of one of the ninja going evil, and after Season 11 I clearly just didn't have my fix on that, so I decided that Jay should be evil in Season 12 and he could possibly be Unagami. And the only reason I said this is because on Unagami's figure he has a notch in his eyebrow. What did Jay used to have in his eyebrow? That's right, a notch. Therefore they're the same character, and they are confirming evil Jay. Obviously that theory was very wrong on my end. Unagami is not Jay, not even close. So that's pretty much all I have to say for that one. It just wasn't even close. It didn't even happen. In a lot of ways, I kind of want to pretend that this video does not exist, so let's go ahead and move on to the Season 13 theory, one of the most recent ones that I did that was very wrong, and that was the idea of Klaus returning in Season 13. Now, this was a theory that was going around the community for a long time. A lot of people pretty much covered this, and the basic summarization of this theory is that since the Skull Sorcerer is a sorcerer, and since Klaus's story is not complete, and Klaus was a sorcerer, maybe this could be Klaus. Maybe the Skull Sorcerer could turn out to be Klaus. Of course, it seemed like a good idea at the time, and I still think it was kind of a slight missed opportunity by the Ninjago team, but it turned out to be wrong. The Skull Sorcerer was not Klaus, which, again, was not surprising. I kind of figured that Ninjago would make a brand new character to be in this role, but I still would have liked to have seen it been Klaus. Again, I do kind of consider it to be a missed opportunity, but that doesn't really change the fact that the theory video that I made on it was wrong. And as cool as it would have been, again, the Skull Sorcerer being someone entirely different is something that I also support. King Vangelis is a really good character overall, and it does kind of expand Ninjago's lore a little bit, so I can understand why they made the choice that they made. To me, it's not that big of a deal, but that still doesn't change the fact that, again, the theory was incorrect on my end and several other people's ends. So that'll pretty much be my, I guess, favorite wrong theory for season 13. And that'll lead us to the end of this video. This was pretty much a look back at some of my older videos, and especially the theory videos that I got totally wrong. Obviously, these are just a couple. There are more theory videos out there. If you guys want to go ahead and look back through all my old content and try to find your favorite example of an incorrect theory, feel free to do so. Leave a comment down below talking about which video of mine is your favorite in terms of incorrect theories, and I look forward to seeing what you guys come up with. Obviously, I presented my favorites. Now I will turn it over to you guys to do the same. So hopefully you guys enjoyed doing that, and hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, do all that fun stuff, and check out the links down below in the description for my other forms of social media. As always, big shout out goes out to my Patreon supporters, including, once again, the marvelous Jan. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Once again, my name is TannerFishies, and with that, I bid you farewell.